Hello everyone, what's up? In today's video I will show you my new candy red recipe for painting Custodes Vehicles with a new clear red paint that I had never used before and a new kind of varnish that achieves a glass-like clear coat over it. Here you can see one of two really cute Palace speeders that I wanted to get painted up for an upcoming Horus Heresy game at the school club that I run. I used my favorite black primer with these and let that cure for 48 hours before this first step. And this is metallic smoke from the AK Xtreme Metals range, which I applied unthinned with my awesome gallery swallowtail at a pressure of around 22 psi. I always test the paint first on my glove, and as you can see, this sprayed beautifully. And speaking of spraying beautifully, already in these first passes with the airbrush, you can see the magic of this type of paint, which is highly transparent and does not clog the airbrush at all. In turn, that allows me to build up opacity very gradually, and at the same time, it makes the experience a real pleasure. By the way, I've had multiple people ask me if this trigger airbrush has double action. Of course it does, guys. I would never use it otherwise. I can tell you that right now I own 8 different airbrushes from 4 different brands, and to be perfectly honest, this is my new favorite by far. After a few minutes, the metallic undercoat was finished. Check out the level of shine here, guys, despite this color being extremely dark. So now it's time to switch to polished aluminum, also from AK Xtreme Metals, which we're going to spray with the help of my secret weapon, a small rectangle of Scotch-Brite. High-tech, huh? We're going to use this as an airbrush stencil in order to create a random mottled pattern on our future candy red panels. The beauty of this method is that if you do it right, you will be able to build it up in 2 or even 3 passes until you reach your desired level of contrast. A very important thing to note is that before I started, I picked at the Scotch-Brite pad, removing some of the material to make it thinner. So a few minutes later, here was my first Palace speeder, with its metallic undercoat now completely ready for the clear red application. Pretty cool, huh? So this is Mr. Color GX 121 Clear Rouge, pardon my French. Unlike Tamiya Clear Red, which is an alcohol-based acrylic, this is a true lacquer paint, which requires a lacquer thinner like this, and it has different properties. Unlike Tamiya Clear paints, which are super dense, this is actually quite thin, straight out of the bottle. But like I do with most lacquer paints, I thinned it about 50%, and gave it a really good mix. As you can see, I didn't really bother with exact ratios this time, and I ended up adding a little bit more paint. Ratios or not, I always eyeball my paint mixes anyway. So, time to start spraying. Another difference you will notice straight away between this and Tamiya Clear Red is how much more transparent this is. Here I'm going really gentle in the trigger. There is a lot more air than paint at the moment. And with those first passes, I'm just gently tinting the metallics. You will also notice that this paint seems not very saturated. That can be a drawback, as you might want the vibrancy of the Tamiya paints, but I think you will agree with me later that the finish looks really awesome in the end. This is now the 3rd initial coat, with just a few seconds in between. As a true lacquer paint, drying times are basically non-existent. Next up, I'm now applying what is known as a wet coat. That is to say, a coat of paint where you can still see it glistening on the surface as you spray. By the way, here you can see me drying one of the panels using just air between one wet coat and the next. So this is the result after I finished applying the candy red to one of my Palace speeders. As you can see, the somewhat pinkish initial color has given way to a rich and beautiful red finish, and our work with the metallic undercoat has really paid off. But stay tuned, because we're not done yet. So guys, this is AMMO Cobra 2K Clear and its matching hardener. What the hell is this and why am I using it, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, but let me tell you about how to use it first. To start with, make sure to shake the product really well, starting with the clear. This time ratios do matter, so make sure that you have a pipette. You want to have 2 parts clear to 1 part hardener. They need to be mixed well together, and you cannot let your mix sit for too long, neither in a cup or another recipient, nor in your airbrush. Very important. Now listen up. This is also critical. Your first coat of 2K Clear should be applied as a tack coat, which helps the product adhere properly to the surface. What does that mean? Well, it means that it's pretty much the opposite to a wet coat, with overlapping passes, but without making the surface wet in any way. Before we continue, how about I tell you now what this stuff really is and why it is that I'm using it. About a year ago, I built and painted the centerpiece of my Horus Heresy Custodes army, this massive Orion dropship. Now, in terms of assembly, I built this thing to be completely bomb-proof, and I wanted a paint finish that was equally tough. I knew that I would play at my school club with a lot of kids, including my own son, who is 10 years old at the moment, and so, well, I wanted it to be child-proof, let's say. Because I've been toying with the idea of painting a scale model car for years, I'm still intimidated by the assembly though, I knew a lot about the special paints and varnishes that scale car modelers use, many of which are replicas of what is used in the actual auto industry, that is to say, with 1-to-1 scale cars. One such product is what is known as 2K Clear. This is to water-based acrylic varnishes, like we wargamers use, what a lightsaber is to a kitchen knife. It has 2 parts, the clear itself and the hardener, and when it cures, not just dry, in its curing time, it will not only look like glass with a depth that you can't even begin to dream of with any other product, it will feel like glass when you touch it, and it will have hardness to match. Back to the palette speeders, shall we? Now this is my second pass now, which is going to be more of a wet coat. Do not flood the area, but apply more product than before, obviously. You see how the finish now is starting to change? The hazing that you saw before is giving way to a very glossy finish. Take a look at my second wet coat here. You see that? A little hair or piece of lint got embedded there, and between the excitement of doing the video and stuff, and the fact that I wasn't wearing my reading glasses, when you get to a certain age you'll understand what I mean, well, I missed it, and I just sprayed over it blindly. If this happens to you, make sure to remove it. This needs to cure for 48 hours, so to avoid accidents, always cover your model with something. Now let me give you a before and after comparison. One of the palette speeders has the candy red as is, and the other one, the 2K Clear, which is now fully cured. Check out the difference, guys. Not only in the smoothness of the finish, but in depth. Now don't tell me that doesn't look totally awesome. So here you have my finished speeders again, with quite a lot of weathering added. Next week I'll be back with a video where I will show you how I painted the speeders in gold, and what my new favorite gold paint is. Oh, and I will also compare 5 different gold paints using, you guessed it, plastic spoons. Before I let you go, guys, I would like to thank all of my Patreon supporters. Your continued support means a lot to me, and your generosity helps me try out new products like I did here. In the meantime, if you want to know my original candy red recipe, click on the video on the left. And if you want to know what I think about Mr. Color Clear colors, try the video on the right. Thank you all, and remember, keep it up and weather it out.